Donald Trump has been panicking hard recently, and it's starting to really show. Because at his Montana rally last night, his audience humiliated him, showing just how much Trump has fallen over the years. So let's go over that today in this video, but first, let's go over some other crazy moments from his rally last night. First, he spent a lot of time last night seemingly pleading for Biden to come back into the race. He is just so upset that Biden is no longer in the race because it will no longer be an easy win for him. Take a look at this.
Couldn't beat me now. I mean, after the debate, he was down, way down in the polls. They didn't even want to show the polls. They said he's not going to win. So they said, we're going to take him out and we're going to put somebody new in. This never happened to anybody before. We spent $100 million fighting crooked Joe Biden. And then all of a sudden they decide to take him out and put somebody else in. She never got one vote. She was the first loser in the primaries. You know, she ran against Joe Biden and everybody else. I think they had like 16 people running. She never made Iowa the first state. I love Iowa. You know why I love it? Because I win it every single time with the farmers. We win it. But she never made Iowa. She was the first one to quit. And now, and stupid, honestly, she was the nastiest to him too, and then he picked her. I couldn't believe it. And she was part of the cabal that got him out. You know, they got him out. They said, we'll do it the nice way, or we'll do it the hard way, Joe. We'll use the 25th Amendment, and we'll call you mentally incompetent, and everybody will believe us. And you know, what they did is a terrible thing, actually. They forced him out. It was a coup. We had a coup. That was the first coup in the history of our country. And it was very successful. He said, okay, I'll leave. If that's what you want, I'll leave. And now he's seeing what the competition is. I hear he's going to make a comeback at the Democrat convention. He's going to walk into the room and he's going to say, I want my presidency back. I want another chance to debate Trump. I want another chance. That's correct. I think Crooked Joe is more correct than say. You're like, all right, ready? Crooked first, right? What do you like better? Crooked Joe? Or Sleepy Joe? Not bad. Crooked seems to always win. I mean, he's a crooked guy. All he had to do is think of it. If he didn't do the debate, he'd still be running. They'd be saying how great he is. He's a brilliant man, a wonderful guy.
Next, we have Trump coping with the fact that he's just plain weird. It's so funny how such a simple insult gets to Republicans so much. Take a look at this.
And then he said, by the way, J.D. Vance is doing a phenomenal job. But then he said, well, think of that. Think of the things I just said. Then he said, you know, I think J.D. Vance is weird. You know, it's a word that they use. I think he calls me that too. No, we're not. We're very solid people. We want to have strong borders. We want to have good elections. We want to have low interest rates. We want to be able to buy a house. We want great education. We want strong borders. I think we're I think we're the opposite of weird. They're weird. You know what they do? They work with the press on coming up with a soundbite, just a soundbite. And every station that night, all the networks, CBS and ABC, NBC, they all said, oh, they were called weird. It's unbelievable. You know, it's not a word that's really used too much in politics, but it's a terrible thing that they can do this. It's just a soundbite. No, J.D. Vance is a great patriot, and he's a United States Marine, and he's a real Marine, and he's a brilliant guy.
And finally, we have Trump calling low-income people criminals and claiming that suburban women love him. He is just absolutely insane. Take a look.
I think suburban women like me a lot. You know, it's fake stuff. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? You know, I put something in when I was president. There will be no low-income housing developments built in areas that are right next to your house. You have a house in the suburbs. You're so proud. And then they want to build a low-income job with a 30-story building next to your house. And your house is worthless. And I stopped it. And then they say, well, I don't think suburban women like them. I think they like me. I'm going to keep criminals out of your neighborhood. That's really all that matters. I think they like me anyway.
So now that we've seen some of the other crazy moments from his rally, let's take a look at the time last night where his audience humiliated him. So I'll go ahead and show you this clip, but I want you to pay attention to the audience in the background as you're watching it.
That's a few months now. The numbers are much worse. They've let an invasion of our country happen, but I took a look, and because I took that look, I mean, what are the chances of that? So I just want to thank everybody, because I'll tell you what, the level of love and compassion and all of the things that we all went through, that was a terrible thing. And we're going to be very careful. We have to be very careful.
So did you see how the audience was completely distracted? Trump was going on and on for so long, not making any sense, and they were all looking around at each other and up at the sky. They were just so easily distracted by some noise because Trump was boring them half to death. So this really makes it clear just how far Trump has fallen, where he will get on a tangent and people will be begging for something to cure them of their misery. And I think it's so funny how desperate Trump has gotten lately. His poll numbers are down, he's losing support left and right, and people are just bored of him because he's weird. Honestly, a fitting fate for Trump, as those are some of the things that he hates the most.